So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the class of Business Correspondence and Reporting. How are you all? I hope the classes are going good for you. You're taking the most of these classes. You are learning a lot. I am sure Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 were quite extensive for you. Too many things to learn, but they actually build the base of what we're going to do next, right? We started with communication, which you did it with me. Then chapter 2 and 3 basically sets the base for whatever we're going to do it further now. I hope your concepts of grammar are clear, your vocabulary, the knowledge about vocabulary and how to improve your vocabulary is clear to you. So we will be taking it further and we will be starting with comprehension passages today, right? We'll be discussing a lot of things again about it. Uh, I mean, we all have been doing these comprehension passages from, I think, grade 3 or 4. In every English exam, we've been doing these unseen passages thing, right? Thank you. Thank you for remembering that this Happy Teachers Day week going on. Thank you. So we will be starting with chapter number 4. But before that, some rules that need to be reinforced and just I need to tell you again. I hope your study material is handy with you because I'm sure for today's class I will be referring to your study material a lot. Although I will be showing it on the screen whatever I'm discussing, but still having your own study material in your hand just helps to take down the notes. Second, please be attentive in the class because, like as you've experienced, I ask a lot of questions that you're supposed to answer in your query box. I go through the query box all the time, but it's not feasible for me that every time I interrupt my own lecture and then answer your questions. So even if I don't answer your question, either wait for me to answer, and if I do not answer it at all, then just write a question again because I keep looking at it. But sometimes I'm teaching a certain topic and I'm speaking about it. In between, I cannot pick up anything else, right? So instead of typing it again and again, answer my question, answer my question, answer my question, just write it again. Abhinav, I'll try as much as Hindi I can speak. I'll try to at least summarize. अब मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगी कि जो भी मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ उसको मैं समराइज कर सकूं हिंदी में quickly for you. But although I feel for this chapter you will not find it too difficult to understand, it's pretty easy, and it's not very difficult. All you need to do is, and for that is valid for any other chapter also. Once the concept is clear to you, all you need to do is practice. The more you practice, the better you will become. There is no shortcut to it. There is no I cannot even give you a shortcut that you do this and then you can achieve whatever you want. No, language is it's a never ending process. It is always evolving. Every day you are learning something new, either in the form of vocabulary or maybe in the form of sentence structures, anything. Yes, so this is something that will never end. And that I feel is case with every language, every other language. It is not just this language. Probably in Hindi also you learn a word once in a while and a new word that you find it very interesting to use, right? And such words that are taken from other languages or other cultures as well. So that's how it is. Now let's start with the chapter, which is comprehension passage. Now, what do you understand about comprehension? Like the word comprehension, what do you understand by it? What is the meaning of the word comprehension? What is comprehension? What do you understand by the word comprehension? If you can quickly Google it, you can. I don't mind. I just need the answer. interpretation, story, understand anything, to comprehend. Now, if you say to comprehend, what do you mean by comprehend? Ability to understand. What else? It's not a story for sure, Sakshi. No, 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 not at all. Anything else that you understand? I mean, just go back and think about the process that we've been doing every time we are attempting for, every time we're giving an English exam. What do we actually do? What is the process? Why do we call comprehension passage? What do we understand by the word comprehension? Okay, most of you understand that it is comprehension means to understand anything, right? Okay, but it is not that easy. Of course, you understand something, but what is the process of understanding something? Surya, yeah, Surya, everybody's answering the same thing. Hmm, no, Masoom, no, no, no. No, Vivek, it's not about quickly understanding something. No, 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 not at all. To describe something and say, nah, no, not at all. Okay, Vaishnavi, yes, that is what we do in unseen passages in exams. Okay, Devesh, this is totally copied. I can tell you the website also from where you've copied it. So you did not listen to my question. If you remember, I told you in communication chapter, the effective communication is when you are a good listener, you listen to the question and then you respond accordingly. My question to you is, what do you understand by the word comprehension? I am not asking you what comprehension passages are. Not to explain something unseen, no. See, this is why I've been asking this. We should not take little things for granted, right? Now, let's understand what do we mean by the word comprehension. A comprehension is basically, of course, to understand something, to draw conclusion about something, and then you can analyze, you can think, and you can reason with it, right? You can just analyze the situation. What is it about? What is the fact? Like you understand something completely, right? You think of all the questions around it, and then you are able to tell yourself that, okay, now I get the total meaning about it, right? That is what comprehension is. Comprehension is, of course, is about understanding, but it is also a combined process of reading something, then you thinking along with it, and you can reason it also. Like, reason means that you can understand completely what it means, why it is written in a certain way. So this is what comprehension is. Am I clear? Yes. So basically, when you understand something in details, okay, not just from the surface, but you understand something from in detail. Passage being passage could be a long passage, short passage. It could be a mix of paragraphs, right? So it could be a mix of anything. That's what passage is. So now let's combinedly think what comprehension passages are, right? Combine, what does it mean? The comprehension passages is very interesting. This has a mix of lot of things, not just one thing. We are basically judging, or we are, checking a lot of things, not just one thing, right? It is a process of reading something. It is a process of understanding something, and then you remember it also what you have read, right? If you're supposed to answer to any question, you're supposed to remember what you read, right? So this is what uh, comprehension passages are about. So it has the process of, like I just said, reading, understanding, and remember. Are we clear? Yes. We will be going step by step what everything means and how we can work over it, how we can be better about it. We will be going everything, but from gist of it, that you comprehension passage is something when you're reading, you can understand what you're reading and then you can remember it also. It is not about you read something and you just forget about it later on. No. If you cannot remember something, then that means you will not understand it also. So you will understand it how all the three things are connected. If you read something, you need to understand also, right? But if you understand, you will remember it also, right? On contrary, you read something and you do not understand it, so then you will not get what it means, and then the purpose is defeated, right? And you will just thinking about what to do next about it, right? Now, another thing is the comprehension passages basically test your vocabulary, right? It sees that how much you understand words. There will be words that you have not read about it before. So that is also an art of basically trying to understand what it could mean, what the words could mean. अगर आपको कोई words नहीं भी आता meaning, you can actually find out the meaning of the word by reading a sentence. If you understand all the other words and if you understand what this passage is about, you can come close to the meaning of the word, right? So it tests and also tests your good sense of language, how much you understand, because you are reading something that you're not read it before. You are reading it for the first time. So imagine you're reading something for the first time and you're supposed to answer the questions also based on that. So this is basically the true test of language, how much you understand when you read something, right? And then how much you remember also while answering the questions, right? Then it also tells you about it also if attempting for the comprehension passages, you also need to develop the ability to identify the meanings of the phrases or words by reading the passage multiple times. Like I just said, there could be some instances, there could be some phrases and words that you have not read before. So you have to read it again. You have to understand what it means, right? Now, to reach to the level of this, you need to have a good sense of language, right? Right? And like I always say, language is not something that you can do it in a day's time. This is a constant effort that you need to put in every day. It also assesses your intelligence, that how much you can grasp the gist of a written text, right? And how you can conclude it. So basically, it assesses your intelligence also, because nobody's going to give you extra time for it. Nobody's going to give you like, okay, take it back home and answer it to me tomorrow. You have to do it right there and then. Am I clear? So this is what comprehension passages are about. Any problem so far? Any problem understanding what comprehension passages are? Any question? Sagar, mostly my PPTs are about your study material only, but it is always better if you make your notes as well. अभी ना कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पैसेजेस होते हैं जिसमें आप किसी चीज को रीड करते हैं, अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं और फिर आप याद भी रखते हैं. ये सेम चीज हिंदी में भी होती है, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. आई डोंट नो व्हाट यू कॉल देम. Used to be, I'm forgotten. There used to be unseen passage in Hindi also, and the questions used to be given. We had to answer them also, right? तो इस उसी तरह से इंग्लिश में भी वही होता है. पर इसको अटेम्प्ट करने के लिए व्हाट वी नीड इज अ गुड सेट. हमारी वोकैबुलरी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, हमारी लैंग्वेज की नॉलेज अच्छी होनी चाहिए, और हमें एक आर्ट और एक एबिलिटी डेवलप करनी पड़ती है, जिसके लिए हमें सो दैट अगर हमने कोई अननोन वर्ड और अननोन कोई फ्रेज भी आ गया तो हम उसका मतलब ढूंढ पाएंगे, क्लोजली, एग्जैक्ट तो नहीं बट क्लोज हम पहुंच पाएंगे। एम आई क्लियर? यस। ओके। Vishnu, I think the weightage of this chapter is 5 or 8 marks. I think you get 1 or 2 passages from this chapter. I am not sure about this. Okay, I'm not sure about this, but yes. Okay, great. Apatit Dudyansh. Yes, yes, yes. That's right. It used to be called Apatit Dudyansh. Right. Okay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Right. Okay. Let's look at the PPT. Okay. So now what are our objectives from this class, from this chapter? Okay. Now the full screen है? हाँ, दिख रहा है? Okay. Yeah, so now what are our objectives? What are we going to learn about from this chapter, comprehension passages? Now, like I always say, whatever chapters we are doing in this course, is this particular course of business correspondence and reporting, it is not limited to your 40 marks paper. This is something that is going to help you in your other subjects also. If you can read something and you can understand, you remember it, and then you can answer, I mean, you can just comprehend the things that you are reading, it's going to benefit you. If your vocabulary is good, you will understand better and you can attempt your answers in a better way. So do not just focus on your exam. Learn, try to learn and grasp what we are teaching you, so that it is a skill set that you can take on for your life. It is just not for your exams till you become CA. It is also about when you become CA and when you start working, right? So it is not, these skills will not be limited till your 40 marks paper, right? Now skim through to get a general idea, theme, or meaning of the text, how you read it and how you come up with a general idea and theme and a meaning. So when you read something for the first time, you at least understand what this passage is about, right? You should be able to at least understand it. Okay, details we'll go through on later, but when you read something for the first time, you should be able to tell yourself that, okay, this is the theme, or this is the meaning of it, or this is the general idea or agenda, or whatever it is. Then you start scanning for details, right? The word scan is when you start finding details. Yes. So scan for details. Then next time you read something for details, you just scan the passage. We will be doing this exercise after this, and then I will be explaining you theoretically what it means. Then we will be talking about how to develop a good reading speed. Now, we don't have unlimited time for anything in the world, right? Even if you're sitting in your office, you don't have time, unlimited time to read something and go on and on and on and on about it. No, you have to answer. You have to reply to the email. For example, you have a long email. You have to just read and reply, okay? You cannot have a half day spent on an email, right? So you need to develop a good reading speed, and what all things you need to do, we'll be discussing that. Build strong vocabulary. You've already done vocabulary chapter. I'm sure you've got a lot of tips about how to build your strong vocabulary. So needless to say, build. Okay, you need to work over it. Start if you've not started already, right? Infer meaning of new words from the text. Now you try to find out the meanings of the words without dictionary also. You try to basically think on your own what it could mean, what is the meaning of this word. then you should be able to differentiate. Now, you might have a comprehension passage which has about like 5-6 paragraphs, right? It is like 2 pages long. You should be able to differentiate between what is a main idea and what are the specific details. Okay. Now, these are two different things, right? Main idea is that what this passage is about, what it revolves around. Specific details is that it might have other things attached to the main ideas, right? And then you have specific details about it. Clear? For example, there's a passage which is about any animal. Okay. For example, I'm taking a very basic example just to make you understand. Okay. So for example, I pick up, there is a passage about dinosaurs. Okay. So now the main idea is that we're talking about, how dinosaurs became extinct. Okay. This is the main idea about the text, right? Now it comes to specific details. What were the years when they noticed that dinosaurs getting extinct? Which breed got extinct in which year? Maybe there are some details about it. Those are specific details. But the main idea is how dinosaurs became extinct. Am I clear? Yes. Now, be able to understand the difference between facts, opinions, assumptions, and inferences. Now, there is a difference. There are some facts, there's some opinions. You know what is a fact and what is the opinion, right? So fact is something that nobody can change. Opinion can be somebody's personal opinion that can be changed, that is subject to the situation. But fact is something that that is factual about it, is real about something. Opinion can change according to the situations, right? It is somebody's personal view about it. Assumption. Now, assumption is when you assume something. You don't know if it is true or not, but you think it may be the situation. Inferences. Now, what it actually means, right? Then comes that you have to identify the tone, purpose, and style of writing. What is this comprehension about? How it is written? What is the meaning? What is the tone of it? Right? Like and style of writing, or is it a descriptive passage? It is a fiction comprehension passage, or it is descriptive information based. So you need to see what it is about. Then you need to have ability to infer, predict, analyze, and evaluate something. You take the meaning out of it. You predict what it could be, what it could not be, and based on what you understand, you analyze something and then you evaluate also. Am I clear? Yes. Any problem so far? Any problem that anybody has? Fifth and sixth point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Infer meaning of new words from the text, that you are able to find out the meaning of the words that you are not really sure of what it means. So you read this sentence and then you try to analyze and find out the meaning. Then comes the differentiate between main ideas and specific details. Now, there is one main idea. Specific details is the division, what it is about, like explanation and the subpoints and subpoints by explanation. So that is the specific details about it. Okay. Not every paragraph will have a main idea. This is a whole passage that has one idea and everything else is related to it. Clear? Any problems? Yes. Okay. Now, what are the strategies for attempting comprehension passage? Now, what do you think it is? Let's not show you this first. You tell me, what do you think is a strategy? What strategy do you generally follow in the comprehension passage? How do you attempt it? You all know, I know, comprehension passage has, it is one topic that can actually get you full marks, right? even if the any other section cannot, comprehension passage is something that can help you with it, right? So it's very easy. You just need to know the strategy. So tell me, what is your strategy of comprehension passage? How do you attempt? The capacity to answer these questions. That's true, but what? How do you do it? What is the strategy that you follow? This is the process that you're telling me. That you read something, then you answer the questions. Okay, now I'll tell you what I used to do. Okay, Chitra, good strategy. I also used to do that. Mm-hmm. Good, Himanshu. Okay, now the strategy is that what I used to do was at first I used to quickly read the passage, like from just from the surface quickly, what is there. And during my first read, I used to at least understand the main idea of the what is the theme of the passages, right? Then what I used to do was I used to read all the questions, okay, quickly, what all questions have been asked. And then I used to read everything again, and then I used to start underlining the important thing. Am I clear? Ziba, if you read quickly to understand, you will not understand anything. You need to be very careful while reading because even the small details, like for example, you're finding the meaning of a word that you don't know. So you'll have to read and understand everything to understand and find out the meaning of that word. Hello? Can you all hear me now? Hello? वो अच्छे से किसी ने लिखा था your voice is not audible इसलिए I was asking. तो आवाज ठीक है मेरी? ओके 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 ठीक है. Right, so coming back to it. Okay, so yes, these are the strategies. The first is to read. Now, when you read for the first time, I'm not saying be very quick or very slow. It should be okay speech so that you understand at least the main idea and what is it about, and you're also able to remember what is written. Next is that you, and then you restart reading again and you identify the main points. You identify the keywords and strategies while reading the passage. Then you scan through all the questions. So basically, you have already done 2 reads, and not just 2 reads. You can actually do the point 1 and 2 during the first read if you can. That totally depends on how good you are, right? Otherwise, after your first or second read, you can start looking at the questions quickly. Okay. Read the questions very carefully, because if you read the questions very carefully, then only you will be able to find the answer. Even if you don't get a single word, or if you miss the single word, the entire meaning of the question might change, and then the answer will also change. So read the questions very carefully. And then now you start reading again. So you underline details and information according to the questions, right? You start underlining that this is what I need for the question number 1, this is what I need for the question number 2, 3, and 4. Am I clear? Yes. Then you read the passage again. So I think to be able to answer a reading passage, you actually need to give 3 to 4 reads if the passage is very long and complex. Am I clear? Rest, of course, these are one strategies that we can give you. You have to find your own strategies also, what works for you, right? This is not hard and fast that you should do this. This is advisable for you to do it. Rest, you can find your own strategy. Shivangi, I will request you to please stick to what is happening right now. Now, multiple choice questions. Now, multiple choice questions are very tricky. Okay, mostly the answers, that the options that are given to you, they all seem right at first glance. Okay, little minute details differ. So to be able to answer MCQs, again, you must have read the passage clearly. Now, there used to be 2 types of passages. One used to be wherein after the passage the questions used to be given and you had to answer subjectively. But in some situations the options were given. I can assure you the option 1 is much more difficult than that one, because in that one you can at least find out the answer and you can just simply write it. In MCQs, all the options just seem similar and right, and that is how you have to find out what needs to be done. To be able to answer that, you should actually read the passage very carefully to understand the meaning. Okay, and mostly one answer would have something incomplete, right? Whatever for the required answer. Like for example, in question 4, options are given to you. So in these 4 questions, in these 4 options, all will look similar, but something or the other will, like, finally the differences will be given to you, right? So small differences will be there, right? To be able to catch that small difference, of course, you need to have a good, grip over your comprehension passage. You need to read it very carefully. Next comes the, sometimes readers feel none of the given options answer the questions. Whenever you feel that none of the options that are given are the answer, then you need to read it again. Okay. Then comes the review what you have read. That goes without saying. For anything, you need to review what you've written. Am I clear? Yes. Are we clear? Can I move ahead? Okay. I want you to look at this passage. Let's start. I want you to quickly read this passage once. And then you have to tell me the central idea of this passage. Can you all see the passage? Okay. I'll give you like 3 minutes for this or 2 minutes. Just give first read and tell me the main idea of this passage. Three minutes. Okay. I've already got two answers. Kunchit and Sakshi. No, you can't have such a big meal. Mm-hmm. No. Okay. So you've at least got to know that this main idea that this is about dolphins. Yes. And the nature of the dolphins, right? And how they're helpful to everyone, and how they look after each other, right? First read is done. Now look at the questions. Go through the questions and we read it again. Read the question, gone through the options. Read the question. Can you go back to the passage again? Have you scanned through the questions? Good, Kriti. Very good. Good. Kriti has got one question right. Good, Sakshi. Good, Zeva. Good, Sagar. Kunshita. No. Okay, gone through the questions. Now read the passage again. Good, Ustad. Good. Your answer is correct. Good, Himanshu. Mhm. Is there any word that you're not understanding? Any word that is new to you? How do you understand the word superior? Superior. Now, if I have to underline the main ideas after the questions, how will I underline? Right? Okay. Now they're friendly creatures. Yes. And then they've been famous since Roman times. The more we learn about dolphin, the more we realize the society is more complex than people previously imagined. The society is complex. They look at other dolphins when they look after other dolphins. That means they're sociable, right? Some scientists suggest that dolphins have a language. Dolphins have a language, but it is words. Can any of the mammals be more intelligent? Certainly, kill them. Certainly, the most common argument in the favor of man superiority over them that we can kill them more easily than they kill us in the least satisfactory. On the contrary, the more we discuss a bit about this, the less we appear that we are superior to them, right? Okay, so the answer number first is it is clear from the passage that dolphins have a reputation for being to humans, friendly to humans. The fact that the writer of the passage thinks that we can kill dolphins can ease more easily that they can kill us means that they are better adapted to their environment that we are, shows that dolphins have a more sophisticated forms of communication, does proves that the dolphins are not the most intelligent species that sky falls, does not mean that we are superior to them. Yes, D but. Then comes the third one. One can infer from the reading that dolphins are quite abundant in some areas of the world. Does the passage tell you about this? No. Communication is the most fascinating aspect of dolphins. No, it doesn't say that. It says that yes, they can talk, they have a language, but it's not fascinating. The author doesn't say that. Dolphins have skills that no other living creatures has just ability to think. That's also not true. It is not usually usual for dolphins to communicate with each other. Dolphins have some social traits that are similar to those of human. E part. How many of you got all right? Yeah, great. Okay, look at the next one. Look at this next one. I want you to read this first. Oh, yes, wait, hold on. Now, is there any word that you think that you have not understood? One of you said mammals. Okay, other than that, done. Mm, okay, traits, sailor. What is the word trailer in the question, in the passage? Okay, now, superior, right? Drowning sailors. Now, we're talking about sea and stories here. Yes. Dolphins are regarded friendly creatures in the sea, and stories of them helping drowning sailors have been common since Roman times. What do you understand by the word drowning here? Look at the sentence and tell me. Look at the words and tell me the meaning. It could be anything, whatever you understand, just tell me. Drowning. No, no. Yes, it means, to sink in water, dubna. Yes. Now, how do we get the meaning? Now, we're talking about dolphins here. We're talking about sailors here. And it's talking about help also here. So you can infer that it means going in water and, I mean, just be in the water. And they're not able to help themselves. They're sinking in. Okay, next is mammals. What do you understand by the word mammals? They look after other dolphins. No. Mammal is basically the animal which can give the birth to the baby, just like humans. Okay, so they also bear the baby for a few months or days, and then they give birth to the baby. I'm clear. Yes. Okay. Now look at the questions of the next one. Okay, quickly read this one too. Look at the questions. Sorry, I've already read it. Look at the questions. Yes, Zeva, that's right. Done with the questions, can move back to the passage. Okay, now see. You have to read quickly, okay? You can read as many times as you want, but you have to be very quick. Okay, read. Now can you tell me the answers? Is there any word that you don't understand? Is there any word that you don't understand? Tell me. Okay, now look at the questions then. Okay, quickly. First is B part. Very good. Gia. First answer is B part. As we understand about the reading today, soil erosion in America is the most critical problem that the nation follows. Now, second part. Come on, it's a very small passage. Yes, answer is D. Can become a more serious problem in the future. Last, it is pointed out that the rating in America. No, Tanuj, wrong. All three. No. The second part answer is D, can become most problem in the future. Third, it is pointed out in the reading that in America, it is the C part. Soil erosion has been hastened due to the overuse of farming lands. Understood? Any problems? If there is no problem, then let's take a 5 minutes break, then we'll start with a new topic. Okay, let's take a 5 minutes break and then come back and then we'll start with the Bloom's taxonomy. All right. So, yes, I saw your responses, and I think some of you got all the answers wrong. This is why you need to read it again and again. You need to look at our passages again and again, right? I'm going to explain you one more topic. After that, I'm going to open your study material on the screens. We will be reading the passages and we'll try to understand what it means. Am I clear? Right? Because this needs to, you need to basically learn the art of, like I said, reading, understanding, and then remembering. Am I clear? Yes. So we'll just do this one topic, which is about Bloom's taxonomy, and we'll understand what it means and what is the science behind it and what it means, how we use this in the comprehension passages context. Am I clear? Can we start? Now, basically, there is a pyramid, and there are different stages that you need to cross, and everything is applied when you are attempting a comprehension passage, right? This passage, this pyramid is given in your study material also, but I'll show it on your screens. Mm. Okay, look at this. Now, look at this passage. I'll give you 30 seconds, just go through it. It says remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and then creating something, right? Look at the steps. What do you understand? Just plainly look at the steps. That's it. Okay. Now, the first level comes is remembering. You need to remember the details of the passage, such as you should be able to answer these questions. When and where did the story take place? Who are the main characters? What does the main character look like? How does the book begin? Where in the book would you find? Now, so basically, I mean, this is in the context of reading and nothing, but when you read a passage, you should be able to at least remember few basic points, right? Am I clear? So first comes is remembering. After your first glance, you should be able to actually memorize and or maybe pull out these informations. Then comes the understanding part. Now, understanding part means that you should be able to tell about what is this book about, what is a point of view of this passage, what is happening in this passage, what might this mean, what part do you like the best, and why. You will have all sorts of questions. You should be able to basically find the meaning of the words, phrases, idioms given in the passage. So that is what understanding means. Am I clear? Yes. So two steps are clear to you. Then comes the applying part. Now, what is applying? Now, can you think of uh, will you be able to use this information in a new situation? Will you be able to can you think of another story or any other passage that means the same? Or have you ever had a similar experience? Do you have an opening like this? Or can you think of any other author that comes with the same style? So basically, you're able to think, and after you reading the passage, will you be able to apply this to another situation? Will you be able to apply this in the questions that are asked to you? Can you use the words phrases in different situation? Also the main idea, can you think about it? Then comes the analyzing. Now analyzing is basically drawing the connections. Okay, now you are able to So now comes the analyzing part. Analyzing part means that can you draw the inferences and conclusion? Can you come up with something that what is there, right? Now, can you analyze that how this passage, the way it is written, helped you or not? Right? What are the paragraphs given? The structure that the author has chosen to write this. Can you basically draw the connection between the different ideas? Next comes the evaluate. Can you evaluate what is being given in the passage, right? Can you evaluate the main idea of the passage? Can you draw the conclusion, then evaluate it? Can you find a suitable title for the passage? This is all about evaluation, right? Then last step comes is to create. Now create is of course to create something. Now using whatever is given to you, can you answer to the questions? Then you come with a part of the question answering. Now let's understand this again from the perspective of comprehension passage. First is you read and you recall that, okay, this is the main passage, this is what the details are, and this is what it is. Then comes the understanding part. Can you understand what kind of words have been used, what kind of phrases have been used, how the paragraphs have been structured? Can you explain the ideas and concepts on your own? Right? Can you identify what is there or not? Then comes the applying part. Applying part means that whatever information has been given to you, can you use that and can you interpret the meanings of it? Can you implement and execute what has been given to you, right? Then comes the analyzing part. Now, analyzing part is when you basically connect the dots, what kind of information is given to you. If you can compare and contrast with something else or within the passage, if you can understand the layout of it, if you can basically distinguish between main idea and specific ideas, and then you can differentiate between different points discussed in the passage. Then comes the evaluation. Evaluation is basically that what do you think about the passage on your own, right? Can you draw the conclusion of the passage? Can you basically think of a suitable title? Can you tell that, okay, this title is not correct as per the passage, right? So that is what evaluation is, and the process of creating comes in between. After you have done all of these steps, right? So this is the basically you need, this is your order of thinking. We start from the remembering, we go up to creating, and all of these skills are used when you are doing comprehension passage or maybe any reading. Clear? Right? And all of this is basically tested in comprehension passage. Yes, your understanding, how much you could analyze, how much you could evaluate, how much you could remember, everything is evaluated. The questions are framed in such a way that everything will be evaluated. Right? Are we clear? Now, reading comprehension passage is basically an attempt to test the reading skills and ability to recall. So all of these things, like I just said, these things are tested in comprehension passages. Okay, are we clear about this? Any problems? Okay, right. So can we start with discussing about any of the passage from your study material itself? On your screens, please. Okay, now read this passage. The first one. Okay, now for the title, not everybody will have the same title, of course. This is totally depends on what you understand from the passage. How do you interpret the information? And based on that, you will be able to select a suitable title. Now let's look at it and quickly tell me, and let's try to answer these two questions. Be honest, do not look at the answer. I don't know if the answers are given or not, But if the answers are given, do not look at the answers. What is spirituality? It is nothing but living life sensibly, striking a balance with your material life, neglecting neither. We have around us the immediate reality, the world. Living sensibly and perfectly in this world is important and is our immediate goal. We have to consider both material and spiritual parts. We have to burn karmas by meditation and gain freedom from all types of bondages. We have to gain freedom at several levels before achieving the final Bodha Moksha, the ultimate goal. We have to emote and think without any past influences. This is possible by meditation. Meditation is necessary even to live our material life sensibly, but mere meditation won't make us spiritual. We have to allow the influence of meditation into our daily life. So from now on, let us step complain. Stop. It's not step actually. It's stop. Let us stop complaining. You can just correct it. Let us stop complaining, grumbling, and feeling disgusted with the systems we have. Let us begin channeling light to the system and the people instead. Of course, we complain about others. Sometimes by mistake, we also grumble about and condemn ourselves. We know when we channel light, we can bring changes and completely prevent destruction or minimize it, or and at least let us change ourselves, that the systems change automatically. If you change, people around you also change. So channel light daily for at least 7 minutes. Heal yourself and the world. Okay, now quickly tell me what you understand, what this passage is about. No, this is not about moksha. You have to find a title that explains the entire passage. And but before the title, you have to at least tell me what is it about. Do you want to read it once again yourself? Because when you read it for the first time, you understand a little bit. When you read it for the next time, you read it, understand even more. And that's how at least 2, 3 reads are required to get the gist of it. This is about spirituality. Okay. Can you explain a little bit more about what spirituality are we talking about here? Mm. Of course, take your time. I think I just took 2 minutes to read this. You can take 3 minutes, read it, tell me, give me a good answer. What is it about? And then the title. Remember the steps. You should be able to remember at least few points about it. And you can analyze it, evaluate it, take into consideration all the steps. True meaning of spirituality. Okay. Komal, did you pick up this title from the answers? No, Chitrang, it's not about controlled mind. What is it? No. You tell me, Hatya, what it means. Read the passage and try to find out the meaning. Okay, do you want me to read once again so that we all are on the same page? What is spirituality? It is nothing but living life sensibly, striking a balance between your material life, neglecting neither. So you cannot basically neglect either of the two. We have around us immediate reality, the world. Living sensibly and perfectly in this world is important and is an immediate goal. We have to consider both material and spiritual path. Now, see, it's been repeated again and again. This passage is about spiritual life and material life. We have to burn karma by meditation and gain freedom from all types of bondages. We have to gain freedom at several levels before achieving the final freedom, moksha, the ultimate goal. We have to emote and think without any past influences. This is possible by meditation. Meditation is necessary even to live a material life sensibly, but mere meditation won't make us spiritual. We have to allow the influence of meditation into our daily life. So from now on, let us stop complaining, grumbling, and feeling disgusting with the systems we have. Let us begin channeling light to these systems and the people instead. Of course, we complain about others. Sometimes by mistake, we also grumble about and condemn ourselves. We know when we channel light, we can bring changes and completely prevent destruction or minimize it. At least let us change ourselves, then the system change automatically. If you change, people around you also change. Channel light daily for at least 7 minutes. Heal yourself and the world. It is not a story, it is a passage. Okay, can you say okay, or can you say meditation, Colin, can change your no. So Colin, balance between spiritual and material life. Basically, meditation can help you to balance between your spiritual and your materialistic life. No. Lakshita, where does it talk about God? I've not even read the word God anywhere. No, Arshdeep, the main idea is not stop being jealous from others and if you want change. No, 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 it doesn't say that. Okay, let's close one by one. The first question is give a suitable title to the passage. Just answer to this question. Pooja, I can take you this title, mindfulness. Okay. No, it is not talking about spiritual life. It is talking about it, how both the lives are important. You're not getting the main idea. This also, I mean, the title given in your book, in the study material is perfect. It's modern day spirituality because you cannot neglect any. That's what it says. Everyone who's talking about spirituality, you have not understood the passage. It is not talking about spiritual life alone. To heal ourselves cannot be the heading, and life cannot be. It is not talking about life here. No, 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 no. All steps gone wrong. Mm, yeah, look here. Now, the main idea here is to talk about spirituality. Then it's talking about life, living life sensibly. Now, what is living life sensibly? It is striking a balance between material life and not even neglecting a spiritual life. Okay, so this is what it is about. So do not send me the answers like, no, it is not talking about moksha. It is not teaching you how to attain moksha in life. No, 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 not at all. It is just simply telling you how you can have both. Now, in modern day, what spirituality is, it is to have balance between both. You can't leave either of the worlds, right? And then it tells you what can help you to achieve that. That is meditation. Simple, right? Now, what is the main idea? It is spirituality is living life sensibly, striking the balance. The first line. Meditation is an important aspect of balancing technique. It tells you the technique about balancing. It has given you the answer in the first line. Okay, never mind. Let's look at the next passage. Now, this is an interesting passage. I don't think you should have any problems reading this one. Oh, it is a little long one. Let's look at something shorter. Okay, let's read that one. Passage 2. Okay. 3 years ago, technophobic Sushmi Ghosh refused to exchange her feature phone for a smartphone. But last month, a 45 years old high school teacher ordered a front loading washing machine through an e retailer's app on her smartphone. I was pleasantly surprised, she said. It was not only delivered in a day, but also installed immediately. I did not have to walk to the shop in this heat. I saved some money too because I bought it during a sale. Online sales of large appliances have boomed in the past 2 years as e-retailers have addressed buyers' delivery and installation concerns. While they also offered discounts earlier, delivery took days and installation was another waiting game with further uncertainty without warranty. During its recently concluded sale, ESD, one commerce company, claimed in the first day it sold around half of the average daily TV sales in India. There has been a huge shift in the number of brands that want to do business with us, said Mr. MT, VP ASD. Okay, it seems like somebody's report, okay, about e-commerce and how this thing was done. Some manufacturers have even teamed up with e-retailers to offer TVs, refrigerators, washing machines with specific features. This helps bring down prices, said Mr. SK, head of large appliances of another e-commerce company, ABC. So this is all about e-commerce business. From being negligible part of its business, the large appliances category has become one of the top 3 earners for ABC. It acquired G's, a repair services maintenance company, for providing after-sale services. At present, ABC offers one-day delivery on 72% of large appliances through 10 dedicated warehouse. We are working on a pilot that will enable installation of 70% of our large appliances or at the time of delivery, said SK. Exchange offers and financing options provided by e-retailers have also pushed sales during our last 35% of shoppers opted out for no interest EMI, said Mr. SK. Now, if you could just continue reading it and then go through the questions. You have to read it and first tell me the main idea of this passage. What did you understand? AST has also created a home services arm to synchronize delivery and installation of products. AST's Tiwari said, we have created our group of technicians who will get the installation done according to the convenience of the customer. In smaller towns, this is a big help since many brands do not have a robust presence. AST has 9 warehouses from which it can be 80% of the country. Most manufacturers, however, are tight-lipped about online sales as e-retailers discounts and freebies eat into the margins of their brick and mortar deals. While the spokesperson for the appliance brand, Peter, turned down an interview request for this story, another brand, XC, did not reply to an email. Mr. Reyes, Director of Sales and Services at PQR India, said, it's still early days of online. Customers want to have a look and feel of the product before buying. Most of our online sales consist of small appliances. Companies such as ZZZ, which follow an online first model, are optimistic, though of favorable response from buyers. Ms. T.S., founder of CBP Technology, which sells 40% of all TVs sold on ABC, said, when I started selling CBP TVs, we did a business of 35 crores in 2013-14. After going online, we ended 2016-17 at 500. Yeah. Okay. Now, what is the main idea of this passage? What do you think this passage is about? Modernization, e-commerce. Okay, and anybody else? Anyone else who can tell me? I think it is about that how e-commerce is changing the market, right? And it is changing everything for the sellers as well. No, Ankit, it is not about this. So it's the nitty-gritties of the e-commerce when you're discussing that what takes to be in the e-commerce business. Anyone else? Okay, that's right. This is the rising of e-commerce industry. You don't need to use the word market, industry, market, almost quite the same thing. Or you can say how e-commerce is changing the shopping experience for people. No, nitty-gritties means the small things, details about it. Okay, now scan through the questions and tell me what do you understand, and are you able to answer these questions? Just scan through them at least. I don't want the answers that are given on the back. How many questions can you answer? Okay, let's look at the word. Somebody's asked me what is promptness. Where was this word? Hmm. Okay, there's only one match. Now, see, she was presently happy. Now, for example, you don't know this word, just promptness. Now, how do you infer the meaning of something that you don't know? Right? Look at this question. By promptness of the service for the washing machine. Now, why she was happy? The question is this: why she was happy? We know she was very happy with the services, right? Now, you have to infer the meaning, read the question and read the answer, and just try to relate what it could mean. I'm not going to tell you this. You will only will find out the answer for this one. What is the meaning of the word promptness? By promptness of the service for the washing machine, what it could mean. Look at the passage. It was not only delivered in a day, but also installed immediately. I did not have to walk to the shop. Now you have to tell me what does the promise mean. Look at the passage, look at the question, and try to find out the meaning, what it means. No, faith? Faith for what? No. Tell me. Read the passage, read the question, and then tell me what it could mean. That's how you learn to find out the meanings of the words that you don't know. No, not amazing surface. Fast. Okay, Smriti, you're pretty close. Fast. Let's elaborate on that. What fast? No. Quickness, yes. Okay. So promptness. Now, see, some of you could get the answer. You are not perfect with the answer, but you are close. This is what it is. You need to read it again and again and find out what it can actually mean. So, you tell me why she was so happy. She was happy because everything was done very quickly, right? Promptness means that you do something without delay, because she says it was not only delivered, it was also installed in a day. So promptness means something that you do it right then without further delay. Okay, right? Okay, there's another word that I want you to tell me the meaning of. First to this one, this paragraph, the word synchronize. Now tell me, what does this word mean, synchronize? Can you infer the meaning? AST also created a home services arms to synchronize delivery. Tell me quickly. Read the sentence and tell me what it can actually mean. What is the writer trying to say? This is actually related to that Sumi Ghosh as well. No, not increase. Combine, okay. No. What is it talking about? It? What is this company doing? This company has created a home services thing to synchronize delivery and installation of the product. Synchronize. When people are dancing and then there's a choreography, and when people are dancing, they said there's no synchronization, right? What does that mean? When there are three people dancing on the stage and their steps are not matching, they say, oh, there's no synchronization. What does that mean? Not perfect time. At the same time, okay. Not expand. Easiness, no. Synchronization means that when you do both the things together. Look at the sentence now. Now it makes sense to you. Something that is done at the same time. Coordination. Yes, Sakshi. So synchronization is coordination. When the delivery of the product is done at the same time, installation will also be done. Matching. Matching with time. Yes. Okay. So synchronized means that you're conducting two activities at the same time. So delivery is done at the same time, installation is also done. Are we clear? Yes. Okay. Now quickly see if you can answer these questions. There are about 5 questions. Sushma Ghosh says, I was pleasantly surprised. She was surprised. Which option would you select? Now, if you see the 4 options, by the promptness of the service for the washing machine, because she managed to save some money while buying the washing machine, by warranty offered for the washing machine, by quick delivery and instant installation of the washing machine. Now, all 4 options seems correct, isn't it? There is nothing that seems wrong in these 4 sentences, but we need to find out the right sentence. So we go back and see, we read again to find out what is there, because something is missing in every line, right? So which is a perfect line that we need. Okay, now. Specifically, she was happy because it was not only delivered in a day, but it was also installed immediately. So she says that. So specifically why she was happy for everything. But when she said, I'm pleasantly surprised, she was more happy because it was delivered and installed. So option number B. Some manufacturers have teamed up with e-retailers to question number 2, please. Some manufacturers are teamed up with e-retailers to give special discounts, has special sale offers on large appliances like TV with specific features, get discounts from e-retailers to give discounts to e-retailers. Now, what seems right? Absolute right. Option number B. One of the top 3 earners of ABC is which appliances? Which appliance is a top earner? Yes, it is large appliances. This one was pretty easy. Fourth, the 2 factors that are promoting sales of e-retailers are yes, exchange offers and easy financing options available. What we're trying to do here is that, see, like I said, in multiple choice questions, you have 4 options for every question, and you have to pick the right one. The problem is there's a trick. All 4 options seems correct. Do you think out of these options something seems wrong? No. If you have not read the passage, then you can get the wrong answer because everything will seem okay to you. So it is very important for you to read, skim and scan everything, every detail of the passage to be able to answer correctly. Subjective answers are much more easier in comprehension passages than these MCQs because MCQs, all the options seems fine and correct. Brick and mortar stores are affected by e-retailer. Brick and mortar stores option number answer to the fifth question. The answer is option number why option A? Most of you have answered option A. Why option A? It is option number D, by eating into their profits. All right. Everyone who has got the answers wrong, you need to go back and read it again to find the correct answer. Okay. Then you will analyze where you went wrong. Are we clear? Okay. Now, let me ask you this because I've been teaching you constantly, and it's going to be 4 almost. Tell me if there is any problem that you have, anything that you have not understood from today's class, any question that you need to ask me. And after this, we'll be in general discussing that how you can actually make yourself better with comprehension passage. Tell me any problem that you have. Crystal clear, clear. Passage 9 of book. Gunjan will be practicing one by one. Probably we'll do it in the next class. Okay. Now, there are few topics that I need to discuss with you. They are not specifically mentioned in your study material, but I'm just going to explain you that why are we even studying about comprehension skills? How does it help you? Okay. It helps you because it tests your skill of being able to understand, analyze, and respond to the documents and written communication at workplace. So you can use a comprehension passage while you are reading or analyzing any document that just comes to you. That will also be unseen to you, right? And you have to just read it and respond to it, right? This is why comprehension passage is a very important part of English exam till 12th, right? Because on the spot, rest of the everything else you can manage. But when you see something all of a sudden which is unseen and you're supposed to answer to that, how will you answer? Right? So basically, you practice this every year, so that you master this skill. This is an art and a skill that you need to master. The better grip that you have on your comprehension skills, it will be better for you, beneficial for you at your workplace. Also, it improves your ability to write clearly and effectively. If you understand something perfectly, you'll be able to write it also in a better way and in an effective way. Am I clear? Ability to comprehend and engage in current events that are written in such forms as newspaper. So when you're reading a newspaper, again, that is an answering passage for you. You can actually read and understand a news report that is not known to you. Okay, so uh, it is ability to read the documents, increase the ability to focus on reading for an extended period. Now it also improves your reading skills when you read something with concentration. It makes your concentration also better. Then better enjoyment of or motivation. When you know that you are supposed to answer to few questions, you have a motivation to read and understand. Am I clear? Yes. So this is why we are doing this. Now, how you can actually make your and improve your comprehension skills. I'm going to just explain this in details in the next class also, but fairly and just to tell you in a summary, summarizing in a certain way. Of course, you need to improve your vocabulary. Like, for example, you've been asking me questions right now. What is the meaning of this word? What is the meaning of this word? So, first is you need to have a certain level of vocabulary bank. If you know words, then you will be able to find out the meaning of one or two words if you don't know the passage. But it cannot happen if you don't know 25, 30 words in the passage, right? Now, how will you improve that? By practicing it. When you practice and you reading random things, like I said, you are reading a passage in a newspaper. That is also comprehension passage because you're trying to understand something. Pick up a newspaper, read something. You have words that you don't understand, find out the meaning, right? So when I say infer the meaning of the words that you don't know, that is for two or three words in the passage, not like that you don't understand 30 words. In that case, you will not understand the passage at all, right? So improving your vocabulary is very important. How you can improve the vocabulary, you've already done in your chapter number 3. Then you come up with questions about text you are reading. When you are reading something, ask yourself questions. Why did the author did this? What kind of a relationship the characters have? What is the main character up to? What is the main idea? What do they want to do in this book? Ask yourself questions and see that are you able to answer these questions? Look for the main idea. Very, very important. For your betterment, why don't you write the summary of what you read? Try to comprehend it, whatever you read, because you'll be able to write what you understand. Other than that, you won't be able to write anything. And I'm sure you'll keep better with every exercise that you do. right? Break up your passage into smaller sections. Read, understand, read, understand, read, understand. Don't read everything in one go and then sitting confused what it means. Read, analyze, evaluate. You understand this paragraph? Is it clear to you? Move on to the next one. If first paragraph is not clear to you, don't move to the second one because that's a waste of exercises. This I'm telling you after your second and third read, not in your first read. And slowly and steadily, as you practice, your reading speed will also. Am I clear? Yes, right? Are you clear with this? Okay. Now, quickly tell me what are the steps of Bloom's taxonomy? Tell me in the sequence. What you're supposed to do first, second, third, fourth. There are about, I think, 7 steps. 6. You have to tell me the 6 steps of Bloom's taxonomy. Quickly. Tell me the, quickly the steps of Bloom's taxonomy. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. What do you understand by the step analysis? Spelling of analysis is wrong. What do you understand by the step analyze? What do you understand by the analyze? Okay, draw conclusions. Anything else that you remember from the step analyze? Right. So basically, analyzing is that if you can draw the conclusion and you're able to apply it and you're able to answer your questions also, that is analyzing if you're able to analyze it correctly. Any questions you have, any problems you have, you can ask me now. I am done for the day. In case you have any questions, you can ask me now. I asked you to ask me questions from the study material, not the personal questions. Saima. Yes, analyzing is basically you analyze from every angle. You compare, you contrast, you see what is written, what is the main idea, everything. No problem at all. Everything is clear to you. I am not going to answer to the meanings or the vocabulary questions that you are asking me. Please refer to dictionaries for that. Or read first and try to find out the meaning from the passage, then check the meaning and see if you are able to interpret the right meaning or not. That's the exercise you should do. First, try to understand the meaning and then look up into the dictionary. Time I explained you Bloom's taxonomy. What else did I do? All right, everyone. So I'll see you on 12th now for the next class of comprehension, and we will be finishing it in the next class. Have a good evening. Do let me know how was today's class.